Abdul Jaleel Yusuf, better known as Jeleel, has gone from being homeless on the streets of LA with no money to his name, to now being the 27-year-old viral sensation with over 2.5 million followers across all social media platforms, performing at shows such as Rolling Loud, making the headlines commemorating his torn shirts and backflipping, with the likes of tracks such as Dive In, garnering in over 80 million streams on Spotify. However, this journey to his forecasted future success was not as simple as you may think. Raised in Pawtucket, Rhode Island, Jeleel was gifted with a connection to catchy melodies throughout his childhood. At the age of 5, he would hear commercials on the TV with catchy jingles, keeping him up at night with how memorable and melodic they were.
Commercials would play, and I would be like singing the melody from that commercial. I'll be going to bed, I'll go back to my room, and I'll like sing the melody and just move with the sound, you know? I'll sing that just from a commercial because I with the sound of the melody.
Right.
At around the age of 8 years old, Jeleel visited his family in Tottenham, England, where he was exposed to grime, featuring creators such as 50 Cent, who had recently released Get Rich or Die Trying, further expanding Jaleel's music taste. Fast forwarding to high school, his taste continued to grow, featuring artists like Soulvection, as well as listening to the Afro rage genre, helping develop his future iconic sound as an artist. During his freshman-sophomore era, Jeleel was considered very athletic, despite his appearance being more short and lanky, as he self-described his younger looks. He decided to make a change to this by getting cut, beginning the transition into his iconic physique we know today. Onwards into junior year, Jeleel played a lot of basketball, and during the summer term, he was put into captain practice from his coach due to his improved talent in the sport. Despite his sporty success, Jeleel felt he wasn't given any opportunities in the field, as if he knew his career was meant to be pursued elsewhere. Around the time, he would entertain himself, receiving questions from his friends in high school anonymously, using the mobile app Ask FM. Notably, one of the responses posted back in February of 2013, stating, "Do you believe everything happens for a reason?" with the response from 17-year-old Jeleel saying, "Yes, I do." After high school, Jeleel got accepted into Loyola University of Maryland, where he would begin his passion for making music, publishing his first few tracks onto SoundCloud whilst also continuing his studies. This would continue up until the 25th of March 2018, where Jeleel would post a track titled Wartime, which would proceed to blow up, certifying Jeleel as an artist full of potential, featuring comments praising his support stating, "This guy's up next," and "Your sound is so pleasing." This is what makes Jeleel stand out from your typical upcoming artist, in which he strived to be something else, something no one else has attempted before. By playing into the fictional persona of Jeleel, he was able to express himself and make himself known for his harmonic vocals, yet also maintaining a strong physical appearance. Near the end of his college years, he took a trip to LA in order to experience the life out there, along with his friends Serge and Lettuce, notably recognized for producing multiple tracks for Jeleel, including Glow Up and Yar 3X. Experiencing what Los Angeles had to offer made Jeleel feel determined. However, he claimed he wasn't ready.
And I'm glad I went back because I got time to develop who Jeleel is. Like I didn't start ripping my shirt then, screaming my name. I didn't have that identity yet.
Once home from his trip, Jeleel became somewhat of an artist inside his own college, performing to his peers, in which the first instance of Jeleel ripping his shirt and backflipping occurred, becoming something of a tradition, being implemented into all future shows. As his last days of education were coming to a close during mid-2018, Jeleel had been planning his return. He went on to graduate college and achieve his psychology degree, and it was then Jeleel knew he was ready to move on and head back to Los Angeles, but this time, it would be permanent.
God told me it's my time. I could feel it. I've always felt like I was destined for something great. I didn't know what it was. I didn't know it was gonna be music, but here we are.
Now in LA, you would think that this would be the rise of Jeleel, with his already current success on SoundCloud having a couple of hits that could help to develop his career as a full-time musician. However, it turned out to be quite the opposite.
He goes like, Jeleel, oh yeah, and he rips his shirt and he does flips everywhere. You never heard of him?
Jeleel had no plan upon arrival, with his last savings of money being spent to transport his bags by plane. He was broke, alone, and now homeless, with nowhere to go. He wouldn't go to his parents neither. As for the work they do to put food on the table back home in Nigeria, he would have been ashamed for them to fork out extra money to prevent him from being on the street. But that didn't stop him. As Jeleel was persistent, he knew there was a way out, and if he were just to keep going, there would be light at the end of the tunnel. On the 6th of June 2018, Jeleel would post a video to his Instagram on Melrose Avenue, seemingly shouting his name out loud whilst ripping his shirt and performing a backflip. Jeleel! 2 days later, he would post a video featuring similar content, and again 2 days more. These string of videos were built. What? No, they weren't. These string of videos were built. No, what the fuck? These string of videos were made in order to build engagement and attract publicity to the Jeleel agenda. And in turn, making Jeleel more well known in the local area, to which people would message him about potential collaborations, allowing him to afford food to survive.
And that was the only way I could eat, because if people saw me online, people could hit me up and be like, yo, I love your music. Like, nothing came easy, you know? But anything that comes easy won't last.
If it weren't for these frequent posts showcasing his crazy stunts, Jeleel knew he would have starved. During this time frame, he got into contact with a producer by the name of Versus. He would go on to produce a few songs off his first album, Angel from Heaven, which had a very difficult production.
Me and Versus have a project like ready, but we just want to keep creating and keep just going at it because we want to make sure it's a piece of art. We don't want to rush anything.
So you meet some random dude at CVS and he tells you he does music, and what, you just, all right, let's go make music, like
Facts, yeah. He did backflip, so that helped, you know. I was like, all right, bro, lit.
However, this wasn't a permanent option for Jeleel, as Versus had to leave the state due to complications with his parents, forcing Jeleel to leave, causing him to once again be homeless for the next 6 months, having to survive by any means necessary, whether it be sneaking into the Hollywood Roosevelt to sleep by the poolside on outside deck chairs, or staying at a mutual friend's house by sneaking in through the backdoor window. It came a time that Jeleel was running out of options, and with nowhere left to go, he turned to a crack house in Koreatown. He had officially reached the lowest point in his life, with all of his goals and aspirations of being a positive and spiritual artist who had hoped to one day help others the same way they did for him. Whilst accommodating there, his living conditions never improved, with repeatedly being robbed and being assaulted by police officers who had reportedly put a gun to his head. Despite all of this, he continued to produce music. Jeleel believed himself so much that even at his lowest, he would push forwards, encouraging him to put his heart and soul into every track produced, knowing he would eventually rise to fame. Jeleel would release Angel from Heaven on the 7th of June of 2019, made with the majority being completely homeless. He posted the announcement to his Instagram stating, "I moved to LA last year in June, doing everything I could to push my name out. With that being said, I'm not waiting anymore and I'm ready to show the world who Jeleel really is." With Jeleel beginning to make his voice more heard, more and more opportunities seemed to appear before him, single after single, with new faces helping towards his success in the industry, which were now being released accompanied with a music video posted on his own YouTube channel. Despite this, majority of the reception he was receiving in the comments were negative, claiming he was trash, disgusting, along with racist remarks. But as we all know, this did not prevent the aspiring musician to keep pushing his music and promote the Jeleel agenda online.
At the end of the day, people don't care that much about social media. Like, when people go on, like, they'll see it and then they're on to the next thing.
Right.
But if you promote it, they'll see it more than once and be like, actually, let me go check it out.
Yeah.
Fast forward nearly a whole year, where on the 3rd of July 2020, he would release his EP titled Generation Z, featuring such hits as Love BKO and Sinner, performed with one of his music idols, Pretty Boy D.O., but he wouldn't hit a real sense of virality until he released a track on the 21st of May 2021, titled Dive In. The song's growth was steady upon its debut, however, Jeleel knew the track had way more potential, leading to the artist promoting the song relentlessly on TikTok.
I was promoting that song for 2 years before it blew up. I was promoting it. It didn't just blow up. Tyler, the Creator, he promotes his shit like every day.
Yeah.
You know, Lil Nas X, he promotes his shit every day. So it's like, I'ma promote it. I don't care, like, if people are sick of it.
And promote it he did, raking in millions of views across his TikToks every day, with comments being skeptical about his highly pitched voice due to his unnaturally strong appearance, being referred to as IShowSpeed's cousin or the buff Coil Ray.
To them, I don't make sense.
Why?
Because my voice doesn't match my body, you know, my body doesn't match my voice, my build doesn't make sense, what I do doesn't make sense. Like, who is Jeleel?
From here, it was only uphill for Jeleel, scoring collaborations with Mike Dimes, Denzel Curry, and being spotted with other famous artists, along with the viral stunt he performed at the Made in America festival where he backflipped off a tall steel frame, which he had predicted himself doing 4 years prior.
I just want to do shows and just do crazy shit, like climb on top of like the
Like the beams.
Yeah, climb on top of the beam and then just like
flipping off it and doing shit like that. That shit is fun.
In recent months, Jeleel has dropped a new single from his upcoming album Real Raw. The track named Ride the Wave has already surpassed over 1 million streams on Spotify, as well as over 1 million views on the official music video he released to his YouTube channel. The future looks bright for Jeleel, with an upcoming planned tour, an album yet to be released. It's exciting to see where his creativity will take him in years to come. Bruh, who the fuck is Jeleel? Also, thank you very much for 1,000 subscribers. Take care and peace.